Hi again. So today I want to share a little meditation technique, a little hack, in case you're new to meditation and you're finding it really hard to get your mind to settle, or you just don't know what the point is or what it's about. So this is just a little tip that you can try. Maybe it'll help you out. I wouldn't say I'm some massive authority on meditation. I started meditating in 2011, seriously and consistently. The very first time I tried, I went into my little walk-in closet and sat down in the dark, and it just felt kind of cozy and it was quiet and there weren't any distractions. And I was in Los Angeles at the time, so I just sat there and tried, to still my mind, to keep the thoughts out, and it was really, really hard. Um, so much chaos going on in my head at that time. There still is chaos, but now I'm better at shutting it off when I want to meditate. So, um, and I guess then, let's see, 3 years later in 2014, I went to India for a month and I did a yoga teacher training retreat there. And during that month, they taught us the basics of breath work and meditation, Ayurveda, as well as yoga, of course, Hatha yoga. And so I learned a little bit more formally about meditation there. Like I said, I've been doing it ever since. And this is definitely not a technique that they taught, but I find it helpful. I think that it helps me get more in my body and less in my mind when I'm in meditation. Oh, there's my little bunny down there. That's Benny. He might show up in some videos. Also, here's a picture of me from that India trip. So, before I get into that, I will actually share one technique that they taught us in India, and this is not uncommon at all. But if you imagine a straight line going like through the middle of your head, from the top to the bottom, going through the middle of your head, straight up and down this way, and you imagine another line going straight through your ears this way. And then if you can imagine the intersection of those two lines right in the center of your head, you might want to try and focus right where that spot would be when you're meditating, and just try to keep your thoughts, your mind concentrated and centered on that thought. And that might be helpful for you while you're meditating. My little hack is try to imagine that you're on top of your head, you have actually two plugs, as if your head was an electrical plug to plug into a wall, for example. So imagine you have the prongs on the top of your head, and you're actually going to plug in to the field that is all around you. You have all this energy around you, all this information in the field that is around you, and you're literally trying to plug yourself into that field and just receive the information, download the energy that you're getting from the meditation by letting your mind rest, by letting your thoughts cease, and you're receiving energy from this meditation. So once you feel like you're actually plugged into this field to the top of your head, try to actually listen and feel with your whole body, or listen with your whole body, if that makes sense. Just try and be like, instead of listening with my ears, I'm going to try and open my whole body up, all my senses up, to just feel into this experience of kind of being plugged into this field, almost like you are charging. And if you think about it, most devices, not phones, but when they're charging, there's no activity going on. There's no activations, there's no operations. They're just there. They're receiving energy. They're receiving the electrical currents or whatnot. And that's just all that it's doing. Everything else is just kind of offline. And that's kind of what we're doing for our brains. We're letting everything go offline. We're getting into this connection with this field around us. We're giving our minds a break. We're restoring, we're receiving energy, we're tapping into this field. We might be receiving information even. So try to envision that happening. So as you're sitting there and you're more focused on the sensations in your body and tapping into this field. Your mind might be more quieter because you're just kind of focusing and tuning into the present moment, and you're just there with this energy, and it can be very peaceful. And sometimes you might experience a little bit of what kind of feels like a magnet in the top back of your head. And you might have a little bit of a pull kind of back or kind of up. You know, it might feel like there's just a little teeny tiny something just like pulling a little bit, almost like the way a magnet feels in your hands, you know, when you have two magnets. You could also feel like a little bit of dizziness sometimes, a little bit of energy moving around in this area of your head, and that's totally normal. So that's the advice that I have for you today. That's just a little hack. If you find it really hard for your thoughts to calm down, to not think at all during your meditation, try focusing, like plugging in and just focusing on the sensations in your body and just being very aware and very present with your physical body instead of trying to force and block thoughts from coming into your head, because a lot of times that can be counterproductive, and the more we push, the more they push back, and it just doesn't really work. If that does happen though, it's totally okay, and it's totally normal, especially for beginners, and it still happens to me when I get really stressed out. Totally okay. Don't judge yourself. Don't, like, that's the last thing. Just be like, this is normal. Okay, thank you, thought. Now you can go. All right, let's recenter, regroup, but try not to judge yourself. Okay, I hope this helped. Let me know if it resonates with you. Let me know if it helps you. And if you liked anything about this, anything about me, anything about the presentation, please like and subscribe and let me know your thoughts in the comments, okay? Thanks. Have a great day. Yes, he just wants to get in the video. You just want attention, don't you? Stop what you're doing and give me attention. Yeah.